It's so nice to be here.
She's so flawless. Look at that skin, it's like airbrushed. And she smells good, too.
I caught a whiff of vanilla. Maybe clouds?
She's like a dessert I can't order.
Stop, you're making me hungry.
Pearl straight, pearl straight.
Okay. What's up, guys? Spenny. The weird thing about trying to please everyone is that you often end up pleasing no one. In fact, you just make a bunch more people dislike you. Is that what happened today with Marjorie Taylor Greene going on The View? Marjorie, in full disclosure, is somebody who's been on my show quite a bit. She often comes on with a straight-up flamethrower, is about as barn-burner, rock-ribbed of a conservative as you can possibly book. Or at least that's the way it used to be. Marjorie Taylor Greene has done a bit of a heel turn and is now invited on corporate media, CNN, Bill Maher, and The View in order to talk about Republicans and weak social media influencers who are Republican men. Very unique little tact and talking point. Nonetheless, Marjorie Taylor Greene getting plenty of fanfare as she walked into The View today, signing a MAGA hat, getting photographers taking photos of her, and on her way in to join the Witches of The View, show that probably shouldn't even be on air, given the fact that ABC News has to give both sides access to their airwaves. Does it seem like the ladies of The View give both sides to their airwaves? Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and be upright here and just call balls and strikes. So let's go. Marjorie Taylor Greene sparks instant clash after stepping onto stage at The View with Joy Behar. But it's not what you thought. You know, what I thought it would be is Marjorie Taylor Greene being like, y'all are a bunch of dirty communist witches, right? And then like hitting them with holy water. And they're like, stop, you can't see me in my real reptilian form, right? And then it's amazing and it's must-see TV. And they turn into reptiles and scurry across the table. That's what I thought Marjorie would do. She ended up doing that. She ended up agreeing with the women of The View. And boy, the comment section saying resign, you kissed their asses and threw your own party and Trump under the bus. Some of the comments are a little brutal here, but nonetheless, let's play the clips and talk about it. Here we go. Joy Behar, you're slamming Republicans too much. You're taking my job. Yikes.
Say that you're slamming Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job. You're slamming Republicans a lot on topics like health care, the Epstein files. We know he's still your favorite president. I mean, Truman is mine. I dated him.
But I did not date Donald Trump. But I do love him.
You do love him, yeah.
Yes, I did.
All right, well, whatever. So when was the last time you spoke to him? And what's with the tension between the two of you? Now, you may love him, but he may not love you back right now.
Well, that's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, he usually yells at everybody, so we're all used to it. But he's the president of the United States, and here's something you all may not know about me. I think a lot of people on the left are learning that when I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally, because I come from a working class family, ran a construction company for over 20 years, and I feel like the government has failed all of us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, interesting little start there to Marjorie Taylor Greene and her interview with The View. It sort of spiraled after that as the women of The View began to constantly attack Republicans and attack the Republican Party, and were blaming weak Republican men for criticizing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here we go.
Marjorie, conservatives were criticizing you for coming on this show. I think you mentioned it already, that there were a few. And you called them, quote unquote, I believe this is you, mostly weak Republican men. So would you like to name names?
Full disclosure, I didn't criticize her for going on The View.
There's a lot of paid social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid, and they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View. And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate, and they're not getting our agenda done. And I've got so many bills. I have a bill you guys in New York would love. It would end capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home. So if you've owned a house for a long time,
We used to have that.
well, we need it back.
Yeah.
But I can't even get it to the floor for a vote without Mike Johnson approving it to come to the floor.
So then Marjorie Taylor Greene goes in, it's a bold strategy, Cotton, on Mike Johnson, saying that she got into a screaming match with Mike Johnson just this week. Yikes. Again, bold strategy. Let's see how it plays out for you.
Practically, I yelled at Mike Johnson last week on our GOP conference call. By the way, I'm missing the call today. It's going on right now. And I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it, and it shouldn't be a secret. And I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe there is no plan.
You know what? You want to know something? That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus.
Yeah.
And I think that's a failure. I do.
Then Marjorie Taylor Greene went and was critical of President Trump, his decision to strike Venezuelan boats, drug trafficking. I kind of like that. I don't want the fentanyl in my country. I'm not sure if it has to be even more, like any more principled than that. If a boat's carrying drugs in my country, I want them smoked. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, here we go.
You were even critical of President Trump's decision to take preemptive strikes on Iran. Right now, we're seeing these strikes on Venezuelan vessels in the Pacific, in the Caribbean, without congressional authorization. I think we both care about stopping the flow of illicit drugs. But do you think this is something the president can do unilaterally, or Congress needs to weigh in on?
Well, I just have to say, I have full faith and confidence in our great men and women in our military. And I believe that they have intel that we don't have, and they know what they're doing. However, I don't believe in regime change. I don't believe that we should be engaging in war, period. I'm totally against wars. I believe in fully protecting our borders and our people, but I don't think that we need to go out and attack other countries. I will say, though, fentanyl deaths increased in the past 5 years by 250% in my district alone. And drug overdose is devastating in a lot of, rural small towns that have lost a lot of economic opportunities. And so I am all for our Border Patrol and our military protecting our country and our people from drugs being smuggled into the country.
And, well, big yikes. In the final clip that's going quite viral right now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is asked by the women of the View to become a Democrat.
I am unapologetically America first, and I'll do anything I can to work hard to save
Maybe you
this
should become
country.
a Democrat, Marjorie.
No, I'm not a Democrat. You want to know something? I'll say this.
Just a bad look when the women of the View are laughing at you and the audience is applauding you.
I think both parties have failed.
Yeah.
Both parties have failed.
This is worse. Yeah. He's worse. Sorry, you know that. He's still your favorite president. He goes against everything you just said.
Look, I like Donald Trump. I fought for him to win. I'm very thankful for the secure border. I'm friends with Lake and Riley's mother. And we saw I serve on Homeland Security, over 12 million people came across our border, over 2 million gotaways. These are terrorists, cartels, all kinds of criminals. We don't know where they are in this country, and that affects all of us. That's not a political party thing.
That's one thing. There's so many other things to go after him on.
That you seem to disagree on.
Okay. Yikes. Even Sonny Hosen, I would argue the single dumbest member of the View cast, is like, I love you. I agree with you on everything.
Because you are a very different person than I thought you were.
Well, you've only seen me in clips
Yes,
and headlines,
that is,
and that's not fair.
And that is true. Now, you've broken from the Republican Party on a number of issues.
Okay, well, there we go. It's all the same question. Like, hate Trump, hate Republicans, hate Mike Johnson. Go, go, go. That's what they did. And Marjorie went along with it. I don't know exactly what the strategy is here. I can tell you that it's not being received particularly well online. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go on shows, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't, like, the Republicans should just ghettoize and never speak to anybody who's not a Republican. What I'm saying is, if you're going to go on a show, you have to be able to, you've got to be able to bring it, right? You've got to be able to stand up very firmly. It is a time for strength. It is a time when, I mean, she's in New York. New York's about to elect a literal communist, right? Like a communist who just became American naturalized American citizen like a couple of hours ago. That's insane. A lot of people like think that's crazy. I mean, of course it's crazy, no matter what. And so like that, the hour is late, I guess. And it just doesn't feel like the hour is late here. So you have to be willing to bring it in moments like this. Georgia, do better in 2026. MTG on The View calling for the release of the Epstein files, bashes the administration, saying she yelled at Mike Johnson last week, going after paid social media influencers as weak and pathetic. I'm shocked. I like the idea of her going on the show with these evil witches to call out their lie, but she's not calling out their lie. She's there kind of nodding and laughing along. Disgusting women on The View lie every single day. Donald Trump. It's not calling them out is very, very strange. It's true. Yep. Joy Behar saying that you're taking the job. Her job on The View is bad, just a bad look. It just is. Right? And then they're just constantly going after Donald Trump. Oof, man. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in D.C. between the men. And then femme-coded, you do like the femme-coded language thing for The View women. I don't know, man. I don't think this game is going to play off. The reaction online has not been great. But we'll see. We'll see. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. This is your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.